Hello, this is Bruno Pelletier-Bacquaert. Today I thought I would walk you through some diatonic triad arpeggios. Triad arpeggios, meaning they only will have three notes, a root, a third, and a fifth. And you probably already worked on arpeggios, but most likely you're using four-note arpeggios. You know, you're adding a seventh. And there's nothing wrong with that. We certainly should know those four-note arpeggios, particularly in jazz. But you'll find that if you work on your three-note arpeggios, root, third, fifth, you might run into some technical issues. And that's the whole point. You know, for technique purposes, it's going to be pretty helpful. Simply because there is a larger gap between the fifth of the arpeggio and the next root, the next octave. So it's going to force us to think things over a little bit, and it's not that easy necessarily. Okay, so there is a page, a PDF that you can download that has all the diagrams, all the shapes that I'm using, that I'm going to show you here. But I'm going to play the arpeggios very slowly and walk you through the fingerings. That'll be the best way. Okay, so did I say everything? No, I need to tell you that all the arpeggios are going to be 2 octaves, and all of them will start from that same position. That's the position I'm doing here. Okay, so starting with the 1 chord, G, B, D. So we'll start like this with the second finger. Descending. So let me call out the fingers. 2, 1, 3, which I'm stretching here. 3 again. Same finger is rolled into the next string. 2, 1, 1. And descending, slightly different. 1, 1, 2, 4, 3, 1, 2. Okay. That's the fingering when going down. Okay, the 2 chord, A minor, A, C, E. So in that same position, I'll have to start with the 4th finger. So it's going to be, well, let me play it first here. It's going to be this. And descending. Okay, so the numbers, the finger numbers would be 4, 2, 1, 1, 4, 4, 4. I'm rolling that 4th finger all the way up. Descending, I could do the same thing. I could roll that same finger. Nothing wrong with that, really. I, however, like to use 3 different fingers. Kind of making it interesting, and it could be a little cleaner. Okay, so 4, 3, 2, and then stretch 1, 1, 2, 4. Again, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 4. That was the A minor triad. The 3 chord, B minor, B, D, F sharp. So now I have to start climbing up the neck. So let me call out the numbers. We have 1, 4, 3, 3 is rolled again. 2, 1, and 4. Descending, 4, 1, 2, 4, then 3, then 4 again, and 1. So descending, we have this design. Whereas going up, we were rolling the 3rd finger. You're noticing that I usually prefer to roll whenever I can, going up the arpeggio. However, when going down the arpeggio, I avoid the rolls. But do what you want, after all, right? That's only my suggestions. So now we are up to the 4 chord, C, E, G. So here in this position, I'm starting with the 2nd finger. 2, 1, I'm going to stretch the 3rd, roll that 3rd again, roll that 3rd again, and then 1, and stretch and get the high C with the 4th finger. And descending, it's going to be 4, 1, 3, 4, that is 3, 2. See here again, I'm using 3 different fingers because I'm on the same fret. And then stretch and get the first finger and then second. All right, so again, up 2, 1, 3, 3, 3, 1, 4. Descending 4, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. And for this one, if you go down the column, you'll notice there's a second fingering. So it's a little different, where it starts the same way, but it ends differently. So I start 2, 1, and then here, climb up my 4th string with the same first finger. Then roll that first finger, 1, then 1 again, and 4, and 4. So at the end I have this. And descending, so we'll go 4, 4, 1, 1, 1, and then 1, 2. What's interesting here, I have 4 consecutive notes played with that same first finger. Okay, it's worth exploring. I'm not saying one fingering is necessarily better than the other, but you know, we could try both of them. Okay, we are moving on to the 5 chord, D7. Now this one, I say D7 because I'm going to retain the dominant quality. So here, I think it's best if we use all 4 notes. So it's going to be D, F sharp, A, and C. And this one, you'll find 3 different fingerings on that column for the 5 chord on the PDF. So the first one stays in position for as far as we can go. So we have D, F sharp, A, C, D, F sharp, A. And now I'm running out of notes in that position, so I'm shifting up and finish with C and D on the first string. So it's this again. So here the challenge, which I didn't do quite well here, is after the A is to jump up to that C and then finish. And descending is the same, right? It's the same type of challenge where I have this and I have a large jump. So anyway, let me walk you through the fingering. So it's going to be 4, 3, 1, 4, 2, 1, 4, and then 1, 3. Okay? And descending, 3, 1, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. Again. Okay, so that's fingering number 1 for the D7. Fingering number 2, I'm going to move up a little earlier. So it starts the same way. 4, 3, 1, 4, right? And then here on the 3rd string, this is where I make my move. I get the D note with the first finger. 1, 4, 2, 4. Okay, again. 4, 3, 1, 4, 1, 1, 4, 2, 4. And descending, 4, 2, 4, 1, 1, 4, 1, 3, 4. Okay? And fingering number 3 is actually quite interesting because you're going to notice the symmetry here. Still, it starts the same way with the 4th finger. So I have 4, 3, 1, and then that first finger is going to move up. So between the A and the C on the 3rd string, I'm moving up. Then I continue in my new position. 3, 3, 1, and again between the A and the C. Now on the 1st string, I move up. So 1, 1, and then 3. Okay, so this is what happens again. Slow. 4, 3, 1, 1, 3, 3, 1, 1, 3, and descending. 3, 1, 1, 4, 3, 1, 1, 3, 4. So the symmetry I'm talking about is between the A and the C. That's the first finger that shifts twice. 1, 1 between E and C. 1, 1 between the A and the C. Or I should say the C and the A, because I'm going back down. Okay, that was the 5 chord. The 6 chord has also 2 different fingerings. First one is a little stretchier because I go 1, 3 like this. 2, 3, 1, and then travel on the first string, 1, 4. So, and descending. Okay, so we have 1, 3, 2, 3, 1, 1, 4. And descending 4, 1, 1, 3, 2, 3, 1. All right. The second fingering starts with 1, 4 instead of 1, 3. Okay, so we have 1, 4, 3, and then here on the 3rd string with my 3rd finger, I climb it up and I go up to the next E, and I have 3, 2, 1, 4. So we have this at the end. In the same way descending. So again, 1, 4, 3, 3, 2, 1, 4, and descending 4, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 1. Okay, and we're almost there. The last chord is the 7 chord, and that's going to be F sharp half diminished. And for that one, again, I'm going to use all 4 notes just to retain the full quality of the chord. So it's going to be the, and this one we get to stay in position because we start with the low F sharp, and then we have our 2 octaves in that same position. So here we go. It's going to be 1, 4, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 4, another roll, and then 1. Whereas descending, 1, 4, 3, 1, 3, 1, 2, 4, 1. That's it. Okay, so you have it. Go through those fingerings. Now, I'm not going to take you through all the fingerings, but we could have started all those same triads from another position, and that would have given us a whole bunch of other fingerings. But one thing at a time. So this one is a good one, and basically again all the notes were starting in this position: the G, the B. The G, the A, the B, the C, the D, the E, and the F sharp was here in this position. Okay, so if you have any questions, if anything is not too clear, feel free to send me a note, and otherwise I'll assume that all is fine. So talk to you soon, hopefully, and we'll be in touch. Thank you. Bye.